And as you know, I am a self-love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we typically use viral video topics to give self-love lessons for what self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life, particularly for Black women, because my channel is mainly supported by Black women. So a lot of our topics deal around things that Black women are interested in, because I make video content about the things that you all send me. We have gone live impromptu, so we are going to be waiting for the text notification squad to get in. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all know what the video is about. The title of today's video is, if your woman isn't submitting, it's because, and I'm going to give you all a few reasons why your woman doesn't submit to you. And this video is mainly made for female listeners. I'm going to be talking about a comment that I received from a male person online. But the comment is really not so much about him because he's a nameless, faceless person. The comment is really about this sentiment that's going on online, because there was something that dawned on me. Something dawned on me after I had a conversation with this guy, and YouTube was blocking my comments from being posted. YouTube is such a hater. It's like you can't even have speech patterns that sound like you're criticizing a person. I believe, all right, that's the text notification going out right there. You can't even have speech patterns that indicate that you are criticizing a person, because YouTube will block you. So listen, this is not the video that I intended to make today. I intend to make a video about Danny Lee and a few other things. Today's Friday, so tomorrow we are going to have a video marathon. So if you're not on the text notification squad, make sure you join. The link is in the description, because we're going to be going back to back, and the platforms don't send out the notifications when I go back to back like that. So you have to get the notifications from me. I am not in focus, so let's get me in focus. Perfect. Welcome in, everybody. I am your host, Tanya TKO. Today we're going to talk about submission. And this is going to be a conversation that many women need to hear. I'm going to read some comments to you and an interaction that I had online. This interaction came on a video that I did. You all remember this video where I have the pictures of these men with the clowns and the caps on. We're talking about Frog and Fish. What's their real names? Their real names are Fresh and Fit, right? So I'm going to be doing my makeup in this video, getting ready for the video that I intend to make, because this is not a real topic. This is really just a discussion where I just want to bring this to your attention, right? Let me read this. Let me read this to you all. All right. He says, "Hello, Tasha K. I'm a Fresh and Fit regular viewer. Watch the show most nights or catch up on weekends. Calling viewers of their podcast incels, as well as other shaming language, isn't going to endear you to the men and women who watch and support their show. Many of us have GFs or wives or even a rotation of women and many of us earn a lot of money. How do you have a genuine conversation by starting off insulting the people you claim to want to listen to you? You're so used to insulting F and F that you clearly can't help yourself. A missed opportunity indeed." All right. So we ended up in a back and forth discussion, right? And I'll read my response to you, where I tell him, "You're talking about having respect for people in conversation, and you're calling me by a completely different vlogger's name entirely." And I put up the eye emoji, the thinking emoji, and the rolling eye emoji, right? That's what I did. And then he comes back to me and he says, "At Tanya TKO, exactly, Tasha K, you get what you give," right? Listen, this is how the conversation is starting off. Because what is it that you're picking up on? Why does he feel the need to insult me? What is the reason? What is the reason that he feels the need to try to come out calling me somebody else's name, talking about you get what you give, blah, 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 right? And I say to him, please show me when I've called you out of your name. And then he goes on, the title of your video includes incels. I'm a regular fresh and fit viewer and not an incel. But lots of black women like you call men who watch red pill content incels or dusties. No respect for black men. Then you wonder why we're checking for Middle Eastern, Hispanic, and white women that are more traditional. Black women have attitudes and are disrespectful, engage in name calling. You're loud, not submissive, and we're fake here. Fake nails and fake eyelashes that all men hate, especially black men. Isn't any wonder? So now he's getting emotional. He's now starting to sound illogical. He's talking about going to Middle Eastern women and stuff like that. And it's like, he's coming up with some argument. He's starting an argument that nobody is having with him, and bringing up information as if I care where he goes and what he does, because as you know, they take their problems to other communities. Then I come back and I say to him, if you're not an incel, then why do you feel the video applies to you? So much so that you would, in defense, try to insult me? It just doesn't make sense. My video is specifically geared to the incel portion of their base. Being an incel is not an insult. It's a fact of life for many men. I have empathy for the involuntarily celibate and want to help. You can look within yourself and see why you feel tempted to insult women to defend men. The F and F rhetoric is dangerous. I'm 5'4" and mostly made of water, yet you fear me. Listen, they fear women. You know that they do, right? They fear women. They feel that women are the enemy. They get on the defensive, so much so that this person with a penis and nuts that hang down low, well, they actually kind of sound tight up on his body, but nonetheless, a person with testicles, with more testosterone, is coming to attack me in defense of other people with penises. It just doesn't make any sense, right? You know what I'm saying? Just I want somebody to make that make sense, right? Then I go on and said, I just read the second half of your comment. If you're not interested in certain women, don't interact with them. It's very simple, right? Why come into spaces with certain women just to announce you, quote unquote, don't want them, yet you can't stay away? It's very strange. You know, deep in your soul, you want to return to the blackness. There is something so magical about black women. And then he wrote another comment, and his comment, the first line of it says, at Tanya TKO, you're not understanding, Tasha K. Black men actually do want black women. They don't want to have to look elsewhere, but I never read the rest of his comment because he called me a different name. Then he came out with another comment, Tanya TKO, the video was for regular viewers. I'm not a regular, blah, 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 right? I didn't read it because at this point, the energy that he is projecting just isn't one that, it's like, come on, we've already had this conversation about you calling me a different name, right? And then so I write back to him and I say, until you refer to me by my name, comma, Tanya TKO, and not any other name, you will not be granted an audience with me. Continuing to call me something other than my name will ultimately get you blocked. This is your one warning. You will give me the same respect I give you, or you won't comment here. All right. That was my response. That is my response, right? And then he comes back. What do you think he did at that point? Do you think he called me someone else's name then? Or do you think he jumped in a line where he got himself together He came back and he said, men demand respect from other men. Men demand respect from women. Anyone demanding respect, quote unquote, is in their masculine energy. Respect me, exclamation, exclamation. Whether it's a man or a woman, that's masculinity in a woman's rearing its ugly head. And that just won't do, sis. Women should be feminine. Femininity attracts men like flies to honey. Being masculine and demanding respect like a man will only leave you lonely and alone and by yourself without anyone. It's just chaos. Right? So you notice he came back and he called me by my name because he knew that he was going to get blocked. And so he jumped in line with the boundary that I had set. And he's coming out talking about, demand. No, I don't demand respect. I set a boundary. It's up to you whether or not you adhere to that boundary because I'm a woman, right? I wrote back to him, but YouTube deleted my comment again and again and again. I had to create creative ways to try to change the words and stuff like that. YouTube is just a hater. It's become so difficult to even have a conversation here. But this is the part and the reason why I'm making this video. Because ultimately, this is what I said to him. I'm not demanding respect. I'm stating a matter of fact, setting a boundary and expectation for you to either abide by or be gone. It's very simple, actually. And any woman would be a fool to be quote unquote feminine or submit to a man demonstrating abusive behavior. You don't seem to understand women or manhood. I'm not interested in you romantically or platonically. I wouldn't even have an acquaintance like you. You wouldn't even be able to get my email address with this behavior. You're a random, nameless, faceless person on the internet, and I'm not attracted to your energy. You're still struggling to find yourself as a man. And I want you to hear this part. One of the most feminine things a woman can do is control access. You don't seem to know women at all. And then he came back and he wrote some other stuff, which I didn't read because, like I said, YouTube deleted my comments and then they put it back. But he says, you women exaggerate everything. I mistakenly called you the wrong name and now I'm exhibiting abusive behavior. Oh, I didn't read this. Let's read this together. Let's read this together. Now he's backtracking and cowering before me. Did he mistakenly call me someone else's name when he added me and then typed out the other person's name? Look, he did it more than once. You see in the very beginning, and I checked him on it, right? I checked him on it, and then he did it again, saying you get what you give. You see where it says, hello, Tasha K. You see that, right? And then I said, you're calling me another vlogger's name entirely. And he says, Tanya TKO, exactly, Tasha K. If you can't see it, put it up on your TV so that you can see it. I know it's small on the phone, but then he goes, you get what you give, right? And then we have that conversation. And then he comes back out and he says, at Tanya, remember we had the back and forth. And then he goes again, at Tanya TKO, you're not understanding Tasha K. 3 times. What type of fool are you that you either are having some sort of finger issues typing or expect me to believe that this was a mistake? So we can read this. We can read this together. Oh, it's long. God, he's writing all these paragraphs. Oh, you women exaggerate everything. I mistakenly called you the wrong name and now I'm exhibiting abusive behavior. This is why men are believing women less and less. You will exaggerate like crazy. Everything is abusive. Everything is toxic. Everything is problematic. You do realize once you start calling things abusive that aren't, you're now the black lady who cried wolf, right? Calling things what they are. Someone calling you a wrong name might be annoying, but it's definitely not abusive. You undermine women who suffer real abuse. Nigga, let me tell you something. These are the early warning signs of abuse. Me done tell or no? Me tell ya. Show me the respect that I show you. Do not call me anyone else's name. If you do it after that, that's when it becomes disrespectful. And the early signs of abuse, you are demonstrating abusive behavior because you are trying to tell me what the fuck you think you're gonna call me, nigga. No. You will call me what I agree for you to call me, or you will not call me at all. It's very simple, isn't it? Very simple. It's not that hard to understand. But yet he's coming talking about this femininity and how I'm in my masculine. Bitch. It's because you're in your fucking feminine, acting like a little hoe in my comments, coming into my face, trying to defend other men like a little bitch. That's what you're doing. And then you wonder why women aren't submitting to you. If a woman is not submitting to you, it's because she doesn't respect you. Because when she did her initial vetting, she found that you weren't worth submitting to. Women are naturally going to fall into line with a man who rises to the mantle of her version of manhood. When she trusts him, when she has realized that he is the type of man that she will take direction from. But these sites are telling these men that women, this is how women end up getting abused. This is how women end up in these relationships with men who start calling them different names. First, that's how it starts. Starts with the name calling. First, you call me by somebody else's name and I've expressed to you I don't like it, right? Then you start calling me a female dog. You start calling me fat or old or ugly or whatever the hell. But that's how it begins. It begins by you not respecting my boundary. That's how it begins. It doesn't begin with a punch in the head. Listen, I luckily and fortunately have never been in an abusive relationship which involved physical violence because I see the early warning signs. I know how it is that I like to and do not want to be treated. Where is I dropped my sponge. Hold on for 1 second. I'm sorry, I have to grab it underneath. It rolls. These sponges be bouncing. Oh, where has my sponge gone? Where have you gone? I can't find my sponge, y'all. I have another one. It doesn't, but this one is not wet. I'm gonna have to wet it with my water. But yeah. So here. I'm sorry. I gotta wet my thing. I look like I'm going out onto the football field, right? All right. What was the last thing I was saying? Oh, that's how it begins. It begins with it doesn't start with the punch in the head. First, it begins with the name calling. It begins with the boundary stepping. It begins with control, making a person feel small and trying to make yourself feel big. That's how the abuse begins. It starts there and then it goes on. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you feel that you have the right. First of all, if you feel that you have the right to call me a name I told you that I did not want you to call me, sooner or later, you're going to feel that you have the right to put your hands in places that I told you I didn't want you to put them, and then touch me in ways or pummel me in ways that I do not want you to pummel me. We can go back to this and continue reading the nonsense because like I said, I didn't even know this mess was here. But nonetheless, you're only uninterested because you haven't seen me. Nigga, no. I'm uninterested because you have bitch ass, hoe ass energy, and I'm not attracted to that. You see, the thing is that there's so many women out there who don't know what true masculine energy feels like, and they get tricked by men like this. Oh, my Lord. They get tricked by men like this. They come out the gate demanding that you submit when they haven't been vetted. Any real man knows that a true woman is not going to submit to a man that she hasn't vetted, a man that hasn't demonstrated that he has the ability to lead her where she wants to go. Only a fool would do that. You know, I'm going to tell this real quick segue, right? When I dabbled in the life of S&M, right? When I was younger and I dabbled in the life. And there were white men with a lot of money who wanted to pay me a lot of money to dominate them, right? I realized that the person who is in the submissive position is the one who has all of the power, because submission is a choice and it can be taken away at any time. The person who submits to the control of the person who controls. And there is a lot of responsibility on the person who dominates. The person who submits ultimately has the control, because they can take that submission, the moment that, or if there are things that they have submitted to that they don't like, they take that submission and they can go somewhere else. Because you can't be a dom with no sub. You have to have a sub in order to be a dom. I know. You know, listen, you got to live a full life. You got to experiment and try different things. Hey, those of you who remember my old videos, I had some of my boots and whip and gear. You know, I love me some patent leather. I had some of that in my early videos. I did. Because I just think it's sexy. There's something so sexy about patent leather. There's something so sexy about a woman with, you know, just something so sexy about those pants and the knee-high boots and the lace and the buckles and this is something just so. Those of you who were part of my meetups way back in the days, you all know, right? But nonetheless, the person who submits is the one who has the power, because they control whether or not you even have a person. And far too many of these stupid ass men online are so dumb. They're so silly. They think, they listen to these other men. Remember the bustiers? Oh, there's just something so sexy about the bustiers. Look, listen. Even on my website, I have a bustier on in one of my photos. Even on my website. For those of you who bought the vegan makeup pack, we are going to have our face party. As you will see, I do not wear foundation. But there are ways that this is a camouflage matte powder right here that just matches to your complexion. If you missed the vegan makeup pack, I have 2 left that I'm selling before I head out of here for my healing retreat. All right. You know what I want you all? There's somebody who is getting ready to get blocked. They're posting advertisements on my thing. There we go. Block. All right. Nonetheless, let's get back to this foolishness. All right. And then he says, he says, if you saw what I'd look like, it would be a different story. But you see, the thing is that I'm not interested in this person's personality. These people, they don't get it. You think that there's some way that you can look that can make women like you if they don't like you. I'm a sapiosexual. I'm not interested. I'm mainly interested in the way a person's mind works, how they process information. That's the thing that I find sexy. And I like, you don't know what type of men I like. You all know, I've already told you. There's a special place in my heart for those introverted men, those strong, silent types. Oh, that's what really gets my goose cooked. My goodness. Let's continue going forward. And besides that, My point about masculinity is that once a woman becomes masculine, it's almost impossible to undo it. You're masculine now. And whenever there's a conflict, your masculinity will come out. In a romantic relationship, or in a personal one, or with a stranger. It's not a light switch. It's a personality trait. It's who you are. And that repels men once he spots it. It can be undone, but you have to want to. And you sound like someone ready to fight. You're right, nigga. I am. I would be, well, no, I don't fight men. I don't. I know how to get my battles handled, right? Let's go forward. A lot of men are discussing this now. You have to put a woman under stress to see how she responds. See if you can bring that masculinity up out of her, or if she's truly feminine. It's very helpful to spot modern women versus traditional feminine women. You see what I'm saying, right? It's like, he doesn't get it. Who are you? Who are you? You are no one to me. You are a commenter on the internet, and I wouldn't care, I wouldn't give two flying Fs what it is that you think you look like. I can guarantee you I'm not interested. I can guarantee you I'm not interested. And then they're talking about put a woman under pressure. You must not have ever seen Snapped. Every human being has the ability to lose it. Every human being. What they want to do is they want to test you, and they want to make sure that you're going to submit to an unworthy person. That way, when they begin to abuse you, they won't have any. Because listen, if you remember when Kitten Heels became famous? Remember when he first went viral? There was a woman that came onto his show submitting to him, right? There was a woman who came onto his show. She was sweet. She was quiet. She was submissive. She told him, she was like, oh, come on, don't be mean to me. And he called her a bitch, told her she was going to die alone, hung up on her, disrespected her. Where did all of that sweet submission get her? This is why you don't submit to men who you don't know. Men who have not proven themselves to be worthy of your submission. You think I'm a fool? Yes, listen, there are men who I submit to. I submit to their authority. I submit to their intelligence. I submit to their leadership. Not because I met them off the street and was like, oh, I'm going to give you my submission. No, because I vetted them. And I saw that they were the type of men that I felt could lead me where I wanted to go. All right. Oh, you all like that brow magic, huh? Vegan Makeup Pack by Tanya TKO. You know what it is. Let's continue forward and read some more of this madness. All right, let's see. And you see he's typing so much, right? All of these paragraphs and talking about who, listen, who don't want who and who don't want black women and this, that, and the other. Let me tell you, black women are the blueprint. I have already shown you. Where is, you know what I want you all to find for me? Because, we make videos together, right? I want you all to find this Malcolm X clip for me. In the Malcolm X clip, he's like, and you keep saying, I'm a man. And he's like, who are you trying to convince, her or you? You would think that, and he was like, all you have to do is be a man. And if you are a man, she will know that and she will respect you. But you keep saying it. It's like you're trying to convince. If you all can find me that clip, who knows that clip? Because I need that clip. If you know that clip, put up the number 1. If you know that clip, put up the number 1, because I want that clip and I want you to send it to me. I need you. I need that clip. I need that clip. But here, so look. This is the black one. I show this picture. I need to have this in the beginning of my videos. You see the mother of creation, the original Madonna. You see her, right? You see the brown skin, blonde haired baby. You see the dark baby in her arms. You see the tannish baby. You see the brown skin baby, and you see the little white one there by her feet with the pearls clutching and cowering away. Meanwhile, she knows, or he knows, that they want that mama's love, right? Yeah, that's what it is. We are the original. And trust and believe, if you want to see where the patterns are going, look at Black women. They say that the happiest women, listen, I'll look it up for you. The happiest women in society, happiest women are child-free, single. Let's search for that article, right? It's being reported all over the place, right? It's being reported all over the place. Women are happiest without children or a spouse, right? They've done surveys all over the place, and they have discovered, right, that women are happy without children, without a spouse. Unmarried, childless women are the happiest. And it goes on and on and on from there. Because this is what we're dealing with. This is what is out there, right? Black women set the trend. Black women began marrying later. They like to talk about these stats. So only 25% of Black women are married, according to the data that I've seen, right? They're using 16-year-old Black women in that study and talking about, these women are single, but it's like Black women on average are getting married at 25. 27, which is later than, I believe, white women get married around 21, 22 on average. Some get later and some earlier, but nonetheless, that's the average. People who get married in their 20s are the most likely to divorce. You're still growing, you're still learning, you're still finding out who you are as a person, right? What shall we do? What shall we do for the eyes? For the eyes. The eyes have it, right? So, yeah, so Black women tend to marry later. So they like to come up with these stats. They like to come up with these stats, right? And in their stats, they're adding in people who are too young to marry, people who are not even in the marriage market yet, people who are still in high school, people who are in college, and they just don't have that on their minds, right? So nonetheless, these other women, because I've been watching some TikToks and some other vloggers who are creating content who are showing these white women talking about their true experience. They don't have agency. They're powerless with white men. They don't have a voice. They don't have agency. They don't have control. So they continue to perpetuate this system of supremacy that their men are heading. But meanwhile, they are under his foot. He got his foot on their neck, right? So nonetheless, let's go back and read some more of this. Let's go back and read some more of this stuff, right? Let's see what we have. Oh, it says I'm signed out. Oh, no. Here's a different screen. All right, let's see what else we got here. A lot of men, so now they want to go test women to see if they can get the masculine to come out of her. Look, and by trying to get the masculine to come out of her, he's gonna end up being in his feminine. It's just unbelievable foolishness. Like, these people are just so, they're so foolish. Like, they don't get it. 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 All right, let's continue. Then he goes on. Let's see. He goes on. All right, this paragraph is shorter, thank goodness. He goes on. at Tanya TKO, but you see he's calling me by my name, right? You see that, right? He's calling me by my name because he knows that he didn't come into this discussion in masculine energy. He knows he didn't. He came into the discussion in feminine energy, perpetuating a behavior that even he didn't believe in, then tried to backtrack and claim that it was a one-time mistake. It was a 3-time over mistake until I called him on it, right? He had to submit to me because I set a boundary. And now you see he's the one in a submissive role now writing all of this stuff because he never came in as a man. And he is just basically, he's playing himself. He's played himself by coming in with his feminine energy, defending men, getting all in his feelings. And the thing is that a man doesn't have to exert his energy, doesn't have to exert like that. Did anybody type 1? Does anybody have that clip that they can send to me? TanyaTKO.com and click on contact and send that Malcolm X clip to me, right? So then he goes, at Tanya TKO, look at Giselle Bundchon, a white woman. She's one of the wealthiest, most powerful women in fashion. Yet she manages to remain feminine, and she gave up her career for her husband. A woman who has built a career gives it up for her quote-unquote husband and gives it up for her husband and he thinks she's happy. You don't know whether or not she's happy. You don't know what's going on. That woman could be miserable because the type of woman who enjoys working, giving it up, that sounds horrifying. Giving up, that just sounds, this is why women who are child-free and man-free are so happy because they don't have these expectations thrust upon them that they are here and their sole purpose is to serve him, to be his full-time maid, when he could just go pay somebody $15, $20 an hour to be a maid. And then he goes on, yes, she answers her husband. Or Indira Nooyi, a South Asian woman. She was CEO of Pepsi, and yet she openly stated that she was submissive to her husband. Who is her husband? Did her husband have more money than her? Did her husband have more power, more clout than her so that she was submitting to a person? It's like these men, they're like, I want her to respect me for the man that I know that I am inside, with no demonstration. I saw it was a video that I saw. I saw a video of a man in Brazil, and he was like, he goes over to Brazil into another man's patriarchy with women who were raised in this male's patriarchy, to reap the benefits of how this man has raised his daughters, right? And he's like coming over there because he had very little money in the United States, and then he went over there to try to wow some women in Brazil, and he was like, I want her to respect me for the man that I know that I am. Not even the man that he was. The man that he claims that he knows that he is. On another man's land. This is why they come over there and start murking these dudes, snatching their chains and filling them full of lead, while they go over there onto this other man's patriarchy, and they themselves have no protection because they're not protected or respected anywhere. They're not protected or respected anywhere. Should we do the golden eye today? Yeah, I'm in the golden mood. I'm not in a smoky mood. We're going to do the golden mood today. Yeah. So nonetheless, some women saying, I'm not giving up my job for a man, he can kick rocks. You know, it's like, it depends on what the job is and the family and what it is that you want and what it is that he is, the table that he has built. All of that depends. You know what I mean? If he's built a table that you can respect, a table that you feel safe at, and he's bringing in more, especially if you don't like working, you know what I mean? It's easy to give up a job and career when you don't like doing it. But when you like doing it, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. So instead of creating police forces to police their own neighborhoods, instead of doing all of that, instead of trying to figure out a way that they can stop dying, instead of trying to build generational wealth, they go into another man's patriarchy to go and pay taxes to him and submit to his laws and land. Go over there, get jumped, beat up, set up. I don't think I'm going to do any outer shadow. I think I'm just going to leave it like that and just blend in on the corners. Some of these men, they just want you to be in a position where you are dependent on them and they can abuse you. That's what they want. And they use it under the guise of tradition, right? But then they don't want you to demand any money of them. They don't want you to have any requirements for them, but they want you to be traditional. You don't have a house, you don't have a table, but you want a woman to come and submit to what? So that you all are out there like that video I did. Is this a man here with their faux senses of manhood? Let's take a look. I want to take a look at this. I want to find this video. Tanya TKO, is it a man? What was it? A king, a man, or baby bird? That's the video I did. Right, here it is. What are you doing? They don't have a YouTube version of this? All right. You remember this guy?
Sausage, mac and cheese, parm, bread, ass smack, piece of steak, Coke, kiss, mac and cheese again, bread.
You remember that? They're out on a park bench. They're outside. Look. They're outside. They're outside eating on a bench on styrofoam plates with plastic utensils. He got some man's daughter out there on a bench with her feeding him, and this is his idea of manhood. The caption said, if your woman doesn't do this, throw the whole bitch away. Right? This is what his caption said. And I'm like, you have nothing and you expect for a person to submit to you. What do you have? You have nothing. You have nothing. Only a fool would submit to that, but they want you to be stupid. They want you to submit to random dummies in the comment to prove that you could be feminine. I don't have to prove. If there's any man who thinks that I'm more masculine than he is, then he isn't the man for me. Because if you think I'm more masculine than you are, and you got more testosterone, and you grow a beard, and you got all this muscle mass, and you think I'm more masculine, then you need to get the hell on, because I ain't the one for you. I tell you this sometimes. Have you ever seen King Cobra's mate? I know, ass slap, I know. In the animal kingdom, the king cobra, the female king cobra, if you see them mating, it looks like she wants to kill him. She wraps herself around him and she's going for the jugular. She is lunging at him with her fangs. And this is all to test and see his power as the male. If he is able to withstand her attack, then he gets to mate. If not, I think his ass might die. I think that's how it goes. I think he's going to be dead. Right? But among us human, we got so many people talking about their alpha males. And they got you on a park bench feeding them like they're a baby. Like, who thinks that's masculine? Like him in his ignorance. Him in his ignorance. He thinks that that is the way a man behaves. And her foolishness has submitted to this damn idiot who got her out there with paper plates, feeding him like he's a man child, like he's a baby, like he's a bird, like she's mama bird. Bark, bark. Child, listen. All right. What shall we do now? What shall we do? What shall we do? Let me put some matting stuff under my eyes. Let me make it matte. Yeah, they don't look like they got money. No. Oh, somebody sent that Malcolm. Yes, I love you all so much. Some people be like, oh, why don't you prepare for the videos before you make them? We make videos together. That's the whole point in being live. That's the whole point in being live. We make these together. All right, let me check for this Malcolm X video. Thank you. Thank you. Ooh-wee. You all are the greatest. The greatest, I swear. Anyway, so my whole point in making this video was to come out and talk with you all before I went to go make my real video of the day. Let me check my... Add another account. Soul sister, hey sister, soul sister. All right, here we go. Let's see if we could get this open.
And now you know you.
Hold on. Oh, everyone's writing to me. I don't know what's going on. All right. I'm still letting my hair grow out, but I needed it to be flat. I really like my hair flat. I really like it flat. I like my hair close to my head. I don't like a whole lot of hair, but my hair is so long, it's hard to brush down. Okay, here we go. Let's take a listen to this video. Let's see what we have here. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, let's see what we have here.
You need someone to teach you to respect your woman. You say, well, what about the white woman? No, you've been respecting her. Every time you see a Negro man, he got his hat off, showing his teeth to some pale-skinned white woman. And the mistake that you and I have made is leaving our women unprotected. Anybody can get to her. Anybody can abuse her. Any old white man can come and pat a black woman. Can he not? And we are teaching the white man keep his hands and his eyes off our women. 20 million black people in this country have been like boys in the white man's house. He even calls us boys. Don't care how big you get, he calls you boy. You can be a professor. To him, you're just another boy. I heard him calling Ralph Bunch. Well, he's a good old boy. And if we can't do it, we should hush our mouth. If you can't do for yourself what the white man is doing for himself, don't say you're equal with the white man. If you can't set up a factory like he sets up a factory, don't talk that old equality talk. Get off the welfare. Get out of that compensation line. Be a man. Earn what you need for your own family. Then your family respects you. They are proud to say, that's my father. She's proud to say, that's my husband. Father means you're taking care of those children. Just because you made them, that don't mean you're a father. Anybody can make a baby, but anybody can't take care of them. Anybody can go and get a woman, but anybody can't take care of a woman. Yes, we hate laziness. We hate drunkenness. We hate dope addiction. We hate nicotine. We hate all of the vices that the white man has taught us to partake in. And he accuses us of hating him. Why? Because the white man knows you're more dangerous sober than you are drunk. Yeah.
Where's the part about the, am I a man, am I a man?
You are more dangerous sober than you are drunk. He's not worrying about no dancing, singing, clowning Negro. He's worried about you when you stop dancing, when you stop singing, when you stop clowning and start thinking. Then he gets worried. And you should keep him worried. No man can speak for Negroes who tells Negroes love their enemy. No man can speak for Negroes who tells Negroes turn the other cheek. No man can speak for Negroes who tells Negroes to suffer peacefully. There is no Negro in his right mind today who is going to turn the other cheek. Who are you? You don't know? Don't tell me Negro, that's nothing. What were you before the white man named you a Negro? And where were you? And what did you have? What was yours? What language did you speak then? What was your name? It couldn't have been Smith or Jones or Bunch or Powell. That wasn't your name. They don't have those kind of names where you and I came from. No, what was your name? And why don't you now know what your name was then? Where did it go? Where did you lose it? Who took it?
I want to hear the part about, am I a man? I don't think this is it.
How did the man take your tongue? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? What did the man do to make you as dumb as you are right now? This is American justice. This is American democracy. And those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Now, if I'm wrong, put me in jail. But if you can't prove that a democracy is not hypocrisy, then don't put your hands on me. Democracy is hypocrisy. If democracy means freedom, why aren't our people free? If democracy means justice, why don't we have justice?
I can see why they were afraid of him.
If democracy means equality, why don't we have equality?
Oh, it wasn't in there. It wasn't in there. I want to see the thing where he was like, "Are you screaming, I'm a man, I'm a man." If you were a man, you wouldn't have to scream that. This is what he said in this. This is not the video. I really want that video. You know, it's like it comes up on Facebook and then the next thing you know, it's gone and you never see it again and you think you will, but you never do. All right. Let me see. Put some highlight on. Let me put some highlight on. Oh, Marie says she looked and she couldn't find it. You know what? If somebody finds it after this video, send it to me. Send it to me. Because I really need to get that in my I need to get that in my library. Oh, all right. So listen, I think I'm ready for today's video. I just got to put on some lipstick and my eyelashes and then we're good. All right. Basically, if a woman is not submitting to you, it's because she doesn't respect you, because she doesn't trust you, because you haven't earned it. Either she's not the right woman for you. Well, look, if she's not submitting to you and you're expecting a different form of submission than the one that she is exhibiting, she's not the right woman for you and you aren't the right man for her. These men seem to want to occupy themselves with trying to talk about who is going to end up single and all this other stuff. And the thing is, Black women are the trendsetters. There's going to be a lot more women choosing to be single, especially when they start realizing the trash that's out there. The crazy part about it is that women seem to be able to deal with singleness a lot better than men. Men seem to be obsessed with us. Like they can't get us out of their minds. They always want us. They always want to be around us. They always got to try to have us. The thing is that they want to try to beat you down emotionally and mentally to try to get you in a position to submit. Instead of raising themselves up, they want to try to beat you down. And it's so weird to me, because it's like if you're doing the things that you're supposed to do. There's a person up here that says Jamaican Patty that says you're single and fat. Thank you. You're right. I am nice, big and fat. You wanna see? Say yes. Fat and sexy. You know your A is fat and sexy. Oh, fat and sexy. You wish you was me. Fat and you right. You damn right. It's nothing but pure fatness over here. You damn right. You damn right. Doggone right. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what I'm saying. They can't seem to stay away from us. They want to come. They want to try to insult you. They want to try to squelch you, to beat you down into small little bite-sized pieces so that they can then handle you and get you and pick you from the tree. They want to try to make you feel like you're not worthy. So they try to neg you. They try to beat down your esteem. They try to make you feel small. And it's like even Toni Morrison said, if the only way that you can be big is if somebody else is on their knees, right? Then you've got a real problem. You've got a real problem. You know what I'm saying? You're right. Talking about I'm fat. You're right. Fat and sexy, you wish you was me. Hey, fat and sexy. Hey, bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. Hey, hey, bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. All right. Yes, absolutely. So if there's anybody else who, hey, Stefan is on here. I'm glad you got your text. All right. So listen, I think I'm going to, what color lippy should I do? All right, let's see. All right, I think I'm going to. I think this is good. Put on some eyelashes, a little lip color, and hey, that would be a hit. Hey, fat and sexy, you wish you could be. Hey, fat and sexy, you wish you could. All right. So nonetheless, okay. Let's get ready for the next video. I'm going to finish up the last parts of my makeup with doing my lip color, put in the eyelashes, and then I'm going to go put on my uniform and come back. I think I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try like an ombre today, honestly. I like the pink and brown look. I think I'm going to do one lip brown, one lip pink. I'm not sure. All right. Crystal said, "Are you Jamaican?" Nope. All right. So, I will see you all in the next video. I have to restart. It looks like there's an update ready for the computer. Was there anything else that anybody needed to say before I jumped out of here? Go ahead. I'll let you put up your comments now, and then I'll see you all in the main video while I figure out. I look so good. Oh my gosh, I'm so pretty. All right. Purple. You know, I don't really like dark lips. You know, I don't really, the people who know me behind the scenes know I don't really like dark lips. I don't. All right. So nobody has anything else about the subject. All right. Well, that's cool. Oh, a guy after months and months of begging me decided to tell me I'm ugly. Yo, listen. Delilah says, St. Kitts and Nevis, where I'm from. Hey, SKN in the house. We love that we can have a space to be educated. Yes, you are stunning as always. Nude. I think I might go for the nude lip today. We'll see. All right. And people just giving me compliments. Okay. Listen, if you're going to get if you're going to get the earrings, go and get them now, because I'm shipping out all of my packaging and stuff to storage this coming week. So today is Friday. I'm going to leave it open for the weekend, but other than that, I like the clear look. All right. I think I might go for clear, honestly. I think I'm going to go for clear or golden. Hey. All right. These men need to get right. They just get me vexed. Someone broke up with me after months of dating because she says she hated my personality. Look, is that happening often? There might be some things you got to fix up behind the scenes, my dear. Hey, Angela. All right, I'll see you all in the main video. We're gonna do the countdown for all of that. I'm gonna get everything ready. This whole Danny Lee situation is just so. If Blackbird, if you're gonna get them now. All right, I will see you all in the next video, which will be maybe in about half an hour. Tanya TKO, and I'm out.